It's only just begun to live. White lace and promises. A kiss for luck and we're on our way. And yes, she's just begun. Alright, we're on our way. That's the Carpenters, by the way, which my mother tortured me with as a child. At least I think it's the Carpenters. I'm pretty sure. If you've been tortured by something for like a large part of your childhood, generally you're gonna know what it is. And my mother did torture us with the Carpenters. And the thing is, it's not like it was really torture. It was pretty okay, you know. And I know that today there's still some Carpenter songs that I certainly like. Yes, I know I'm making a weird move here, but see that driveway just there to the left? I want to make sure I'm going to get a nice turn into it. We're going to make sure there's nobody coming unexpectedly. The biggest thing is there's other trucks that turn in and out of that driveway, or that turn into this driveway, even though it says truck exit clearly right there. And the other part of it is I want to make sure I get a nice 90 degree. You want a 90 degree like this so you can see, you know. A lot of people don't know that these trucks have huge blind spots, especially when there are no windows in the sleeper. I would tell, if I had an opportunity to tell manufacturers anything, I would say please, please, please make sure that you keep the windows in the sleeper, because we use them to back up sometimes. Like in my Kenworth, I used to use it to look at, back up at. Like when I had to do a blindside backing, it helped out quite a bit. The Brown team is out today. I know you've already seen probably like 7 of those trucks. There's literally a place down here where they leave from every morning. It's a pain in the ass because you gotta like sit here and just make sure that you get the right spot. What can Brown do for you? They can slow me down. That's what they can do for me today. I think we're gonna go after him. We're light. I'm gonna start in third, which you should not do, by the way, except every once in a while. Alright. Anyway, so where are we today? We are in Amarillo, if you have not noticed that at this point. We are heading for Salt Lake City. We picked this load up yesterday and are heading that direction. I got up this morning. I did a very thorough pre-trip on the truck. I opened the hood. I checked tires. I crawled underneath the truck. I have looked over everything, and I am happy to report that there is absolutely no coolant leak coming from the front of the truck. So I'm confident in this truck's ability to make it to Salt Lake City, hopefully without an issue. Anyway, we're on our way, and I'm just gonna be quiet now and let you guys enjoy the sights and sounds of trucking. wanted to take you through Moriarty, and just I like Moriarty. It's New Mexico. It's a little tiny. It's you know, we're east of Albuquerque here. It's not a bad little town, and it's kind of a neat looking town. You know, get up here, kind of this direction, more towards. Maybe this is the downtown area, but this is basically the old Route 66, you know, area. So, so I thought I'd take you down this. I'm gonna try to go down here to this TA and get fuel. Maybe. This TA is always a shit show when it comes to, you know, trying to get in and get out and all that other stuff. So it's kind of a pain in the ass. So we're going to go down here and see whether or not it's going to be a pain in the ass. If it is, we are not going to stop there and get fuel. And if it isn't, we will stop there and get fuel. Because it's like 1/1000th of a dollar cheaper. It's like 3/1000ths of a dollar cheaper. And it's funny, I had a conversation with a friend of mine earlier. We were talking about that. And I messed up. I ended up messing up. And calculating it at like in the 100th percentile. Try to figure out what the difference was between here and Albuquerque's TA, and so we got in a long discussion about that. So I had to remind myself it's like 1, and then past the decimal point is 10 hundredths thousands, and but anyway, it's 0.3 of a cent cheaper here than it is in Albuquerque, basically. Is what I'm saying. So anyway, let's go up here and see how busy it is. Right now, from the looks of it, from what I could see where we are, it doesn't look that busy. So I guess we'll whip in here and try to get some fuel. Alright, so we got ourselves some fuel. We're topped off, actually. That reminds me, I need to restart my fuel clock or gauge or whatever, or the fuel tracker. There's like it's a trip. Basically it's the trip meter on the truck. The problem is with these Freightliners, these Cascadias, and I don't know if they still have the same problem, but the Cascadias are known for their intermittent gas gauge issues, and my truck is certainly one of those that has that, and it's aggravating, quite aggravating, in all honesty, as long as you don't know how to really work it, you know. I've lived with it basically since I got the truck. It's had that problem the entire time I've had the truck, and I'm sure there's a fix for it, but I got in the habit basically of just using the trip meter. And what the trip meter does is it not only shows you the miles that you've traveled, but it also shows you the gallons of fuel that you've used, or the amount of fuel that you've used. I'm aware, I hold it at 160 gallons. So when I get down to 160 gallons, that's it. I've got to stop and fill up. And I usually stop about 140 gallons in or so. I don't like to get down to 160 gallons, but if I have to, I'll do 160 gallons. So, oh man, a little bit of a jolt there. And that was me just trying to reposition with my foot on the dam. We're gonna go. These people are just gonna have to wait because it's just enough that I can't get on the freaking road. Well, he's turning anyway, so we're good there. I guess he thought the same thing. I'm gonna turn. He's just gonna have to wait. Well, I'm slow, so waiting to just find one thing. Anyway, so it keeps track of it. And like I said, I consider absolute empty is at 160 gallons. It might not be. It may be 175 gallons, but I consider absolute empty at 160 gallons. So that's what I do, and I keep track of it on the trip meter, as well as I keep track of it on the fuel gauge. So, but since the fuel gauge is not reliable enough to keep track of it, I just use a trip meter. All right, that was Moriarty. I don't know if you guys saw or not, but they're filming in Moriarty. You should have been able. That was that detour that I had to take. Is because they're filming something. I saw some older New Mexico State Trooper cars on a trailer. So I'm assuming those are just movie cars at that point. But all right, let's get back on the highway and get out of town. Well, we may have screwed the pooch on this one. I'm not entirely sure. I have this spot in Moab that I like to park. It's just north of Moab. And I was kind of aiming for Green River today, but I didn't make it. I made it to this little spot in Moab with 5 minutes. 5 minutes left on my ELD, right? And the thing is, they've been doing some highway work here, some road work or whatever. And the road work they've been doing, they've been using this spot to keep the equipment. The problem is, it's still here. I was thinking they would have been done by now with it, but apparently not. So I got a couple of choices. One is, I can head up the highway, maybe a minute away. It says it's 3 minutes away. So 3 minutes up the highway with my 5 minutes left, and see if that space is available, or if there are trucks parked there. If not that space, the next space available is, it's up here. Let me see if I can find it here. Chakalaka. It's like right here. I just looked at it. The next spot is, the internet here is like, it sucks. Like right where I'm at. So I'd like to go further, but I don't think I could park here tonight and not have them like kick me out first thing in the morning. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go further. Let me figure this out real quick and get back to you. Alright, the next spot available is 8 minutes up the road. So I have to go personal conveyance. After that, I'm pretty sure that the next available spot is gonna be all the way up at like Crazy Uncle Joe's, like beef jerky place, which is right on the 70. So, which is about 25 minutes up the road. So, either way, I gotta move. Whatever. Well, I managed to miss both of the freaking places that I wanted to try because of the dark. So now, I guess we're heading to freaking Crazy Uncle Joe's up off of the 70, which is not where I want to go. I wanted to be out here somewhere. Alright. Just underneath this bridge is, it's actually Papa Joe's, is what it's called. I got it wrong. So we're going to try them. See if there's any good parking up here. If not, next place is Green River. They're open 24 hours or not. I think the last time I parked over here, I went over there. Let's go over here and see if there's something. Out by this tree out here. Tree there. It looks like there's some sort of area out here you can turn around and come back, basically. Even so, there's an area right here where you can like spin around real quick and sit next to this tree. I think that is, let's do, looks completely acceptable, but you know, what are you gonna do? So you kind of got a couple of choices, and your choices are, you can either take what you get, which there's plenty of parking here. So what we're gonna do though, oh my god, look at all of this fucking parking out here, and it's on, it feels like it's on sand. Actually, I need to kick my, holy crap. Ow. Alright, wait a minute. There's plenty of parking out here. So But what we're gonna do is spin back around, come up alongside probably that tree right there. I'm probably just gonna line up with it and then just back up and hope that nobody says anything at all to me. Oh man. And I don't think anybody will, but you know. Let's turn that down. I'm gonna turn the red light off so I can see what I'm doing real quick. Window down. Here's a neat little trick. Turn your flashers on. Now, most truck drivers are gonna tell you should be turning your flashers on when you back into a spot at a truck stop, and they're kind of right about that. But turn your flashers on, and you get a little extra light as you're backing up. Kind of lights, I mean, it does this, you know, or just flash, 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 flash. No, come on. I can't get it. Flash, 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 flash. So, I mean, if you do that, then you can actually get a pretty decent little light, kind of, you know, get you lined up. Make sure you don't put it in a ditch or something like that. I don't want to lean to the left because it'll put my head downhill. That's the last thing I want. So, I feel like right there is really good. Perfect. Alright. Leave the lights on. We're going to roll the window up so none of my ashes get out. Let me turn some lights on here. Oh, look, you can see me again. Alright, hold on, I'm going to turn the camera off. Alright, go into the thing here. We're going to go sleeper, boom, at 9:21, which means we're not allowed to move until tomorrow at 7:21. That's a tip that you need to know. If you're a truck driver, here's the deal. There are going to be times when you're not going to find a good place to park. And you're going to have to run on down the highway a little ways and try to find a place to park like I did tonight. When that happens, you need to make sure that on your logs, first off, that you remark that you're heading down the highway in order to find another spot, another safe place to park, okay? There were plenty of spots basically along the highway back there that I probably could have pulled off just off the highway and parked. But is it safe? No, it's not. Because think about how many news reports and stuff that we see nowadays that talk about how, I'm going to brighten this up because I'm looking at myself and it's just not bright enough for me to really see what I'm doing. So, how many news reports do you see nowadays where troopers and police officers and fire trucks and all kinds of people are getting, like, run into the back of them just sitting on the side of the road? The fact of the matter is that drivers today are more distracted than ever due to everything that's in their car. Like, all the entertainment stuff, their phone, talking on the phone, all kinds of stuff like that. So, with that being the case, you know, you want to make sure that when you do pull into a place that you're off the road enough that you're not in danger of getting hit. And so there were plenty of like pullouts coming up the 191 out of Moab, but they're all too close to the highway for my comfort. So I came up here instead. I'm sorry I missed that one by the airport. I kind of wanted to stay there. I'm also sorry I missed the one just up the highway a little bit, because that one's like a nice big broad area to pull out into. It would have been nice. But anyway, that's it for today. You know the drill. Keep shining side up. See you tomorrow.